The Legend of Heroes, Ao no Kiseki. The Legend of Heroes, Ao no Kiseki is the fifth title in the Trail series and the second and final game in the Crossbell arc. It was originally released in 2011, and although it has never gotten an official release in the West, it's possible to play thanks to fan translations. In my case, I played the translated PSP version cause I couldn't wait more, but in the future Geofront will be releasing a revised translation, and if it's as good as the one they have for Zero, then it should be worth the wait. Now, let's start with the review itself. Following the events of the previous game, the game starts with an operation to capture some remnants of the enemy, which is an amazing way to start the game. Afterwards, the game sure calms down a bit for a couple of chapters to introduce or give more depth to characters that will be important, you know, the usual Kiseki formula, before blowing up in the final 3 chapters with action and mind-blowing revelations. Even with this, don't expect the pacing of the game to be as fast as in other game series, but what it lacks in speed, it more than makes up in characters and world development. Even if you weren't so crazy about things in Zero, Ao gives a lot more depth to both the characters and the region, and will likely leave a hole in your heart by the time you're finished and it's time to move on. The only thing I didn't like story-wise is how often the main characters win a fight, only for the enemy to still be okay and someone else having to arrive to save the day. I was okay with it in Zero cause the characters were supposed to be rookies, but by now they should be doing a bit better. Not a big thing since I suppose they did it to show the strength of their rivals, but they overdid it and it often left me with a come on kind of feeling. The graphics are as usual serviceable but not amazing, yet they use a certain charm that you'll quickly get accustomed to. Most things happen in the same areas as in Zero, so don't expect too much innovation on the variety of places either. The music, as always with Falcom, is great and will help you to really get into the events happening in-game, a masterful mix of sad to exciting tunes. The combat itself hasn't changed that much, turn-based with a tactical grid to move on and a lot of physical and magical skills to use and blah blah blah. The only real changes are a new type of quartz that you equip and that levels up with you, giving some skills and abilities besides the ones from normal quartz. And there is also a new bar that appears during end of chapter dungeons and that you feel by beating enemies. Once it's full, you can activate a power that removes enemy turns, cures you, makes arts happen immediately, and regenerates craft points until it is depleted. All of this helps a lot in bosses in particular, which is nice since you'll be fighting some real powerhouses in this one. Exploration wise, you now have a lot more ways to move around the world, so you will hardly be wasting time backtracking through unneeded areas. A very nice addition for a game that even with those will clock at least around 50 to 60 hours. I'd also like to give a shout out to the final dungeon, which was pretty cool and varied, yet not confusing, and it had a lot of evenly placed cool moments. If you've enjoyed previous games, you will enjoy this one, since it's just a shinier, more refined version of what you already know, until the Cold Steel titles at least. An awesome conclusion to the Crossbell saga that is full of plot twists, excitement and fun. Not a game for impatient people that want non-stop action, but if you've gotten this far into the Trail series, then you've already learned to appreciate all the details that Falcom puts developing its world and characters, and I guarantee you that this one won't disappoint. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. You can expect more reviews on RPGs in the future.